Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel for today's pick a card tarot reading all about what makes you attractive. So figured we could all use a good ego boost every now and then, so I wanted to dive into specific qualities that you have that really help you shine and, just be your best you. So that's what we're going to dive into today. As always, if you'd like more pick-a-cards from me, links down below to my Patreon as well as my Instagram if you wanted to book a personal reading, so check those out. But yeah, let's get yourself into a receptive mode. If you need to know how to pick a card using your intuition, I do have a video for that, link down below always, so make sure you check it out if needed. But we have group 1, group 2, and group 3. Timestamps will be provided below for your tarot card reading. See you at your time. Hey group 1, let's get started with your pick a card reading all about what makes you so attractive to a specific person, to people in general, whatever you're kind of looking for, that's what I'm going to deliver on. So let's dive in with your oracle cards first and foremost. And as you guys see, we're working with natural light today, so apologize for the shadow, but I love natural light, so I'm not really that sorry. Anyways, let's dive in. So we have start delegating and leap of faith. So right away, you guys are definitely somebody who goes after the things you want. I feel like you are a go-getter and somewhat of like a head starter is like the phrase that's coming to mind. So like you are somebody that, leaps into things with, just the intent to do whatever it is that you're going to do. You don't really consider a lot of things. I think you might take on a lot of weight of whatever project just because of that. Like, you just get too excited about something, you just jump into it, and then you're like, oh wow, like there's a lot to do here, but like you're still determined, and I feel like that makes you extremely attractive to, the specific person, to many people though. Like just your aura, it really shows a lot of generosity is what I'm getting here, and you do that and you show that through how much you're like just willing to give, and just kind of the fearlessness also that you present through doing these actions, these impulsive, inspired actions though. But like I said with the start delegating here, it's that energy of, maybe taking on a little bit too much at times. So I feel like it is somewhat attractive though, that like I said, the fact that you are just so willing to really sign up for whatever it takes, is kind of what I'm hearing here. So that's really cute. I like that. I also feel like you're somebody who is willing to go the extra mile for things. Just a lot of hardworking energy here. So that's really nice. That's like a good aura to have for sure. So we have first house, ascendant, which is also the first house. Interesting. And sixth house, craft. Wow, so yeah, I mean, this kind of goes with what I was saying already. So we have the ascendant in first house being that leap of faith energy of, being that go-getter, the person that's going to assert themselves and just kind of be what the situation needs. And I feel like with the ascendant and also the first house like showing up, it shows how much you are really willing to be a leader. And I feel like people are very attracted to that kind of energy. It's anybody really who is willing to just, make the first move, it's very powerful. I think the image that's coming to mind is like when you're in a haunted house and, somebody has to be the first one to walk in that pitch dark room. And like, I feel like you are the type of person that you'll just do that. And I feel like I said, at times, you might bite off more than you can chew. And especially with the sixth house here, I think you eventually come to that conclusion that like you may need to start delegating. You may need to kind of rearrange things. But I think you have both of those energies of, being mindful of like what you're doing, your impact in the situation, but also being extremely aware of how you can make the best impact just by doing it, right off the bat. Like I feel like you don't have to think too much about the things you're going after, but you do, like, if that makes sense. So I feel like you are a very calculated person, but you don't need to be. And that's kind of an attractive quality about it, is like, you're a very confident person. You're a very smart person also. So I feel like people just find the duality of you being so impulsive yet still willing to kind of reflect back on yourself and, adjust as needed. Like that's a very attractive quality, because not a lot of people are like that willing to be self-aware and that willing to be, on the lookout for ways that they can help and change the situation. But you have that energy of really wanting to kind of insert yourselves into, you know, whatever you feel like is calling you to, and that really stands out to other people. So big leadership energy that we're getting here, and leadership in the sense that other people want to follow in your footsteps. They may want to copy you, may feel envious of you, but I just feel like you don't even really see that most of the time, because you're just focused on yourself and focused on perfecting what it is that you're doing and really just becoming the best version of yourself, which honestly, that's amazing. That is not what a lot of people do most of their times. You know, people are worried about other people and yada, yada, yada. But I feel like you guys really have your head on your shoulders straight, and that is incredibly encouraging to the people around you, is what I'm hearing. So we also have, let me see if I can like make this a little bit more. Okay. 6 of Tomes, 8 of Bells, Explorer of Vials, and 10 of Tomes. All right. So it feels like you guys, like I said, like it's this trailblazing kind of energy with the 10 of Tomes here. But again, with the Explorer of Vials, I feel like there is a lot more depth to this. You know, it's not just leaving people confused about, you know, like why you're doing what you're doing, because I think you may communicate to others in a way and kind of share information with others in a way that, you know, they can keep up with you, I guess. That's another thing too. And with this start delegating energy, it's like maybe you've recently learned to kind of open up this part of yourself and to let people in. So now, like I said, like people, they understand where you're coming from, and they think quite highly of you because of this. They're attracted to the fact that you are willing to really explain where you're coming from and why you're doing what you're doing, because I feel like a lot of people haven't been like this, you know, to either, if this is a specific person that I'm picking up on, or even if this is just general, you know, like a lot of people just don't take the time, I feel like, to really share a solution with people. You know, a lot of people try to meet people where they're at, and like give them sympathy instead of giving them like the actual support and like courage to, conquer their fears and like do what they need to do to like change. And I just feel like you guys are the person, why I say this is you're the person that will give that kind of information to people. With the 6 of Tomes here, 10 of Tomes, I mean, you're definitely someone that wants to communicate, helpful tips to others. The phrase of like, if you teach a man to fish, like, it's more valuable than if you just give them a fish, or like, that's obviously not the complete phrase, but that's the idea behind it. And I feel like that's the kind of energy you guys embody. It's like, and it's because you guys did it for yourself, honestly. And that's what's so attractive about you, is that you have like done the work yourself. And so you're not just like bullshitting. You're not just telling people what to do. It's not domineering. You know, it's at the point actually where people want to help you and want to follow you because they see you doing the work. That's incredible, guys. This is honestly like, it's a great feel good kind of energy, which makes sense because it's what makes you attractive. You know, people really are attracted and want to follow along with somebody who uses their fire and their passions and focuses them where they like need to be, you know, instead of somebody who doesn't really have much control of their own willpower and their own force and strength. That's what causes issues with people, you know. It just goes everywhere. They don't really get to their goals or reach their objectives because they don't ever refine it. But you guys do refine your energy, and you get yourselves out of situations that make you feel stuck and make you feel stagnant. And it's almost like you're always on this fluid path, this fluid just cycle and like a movement forward, basically. And other people are really, really just enamored by the way that you are able to just cultivate your own energy is kind of how this boils down to, because the first house of self, and then the 6th house, it's like, this is who you originally show up as, but the 6th house is that refinement energy. So it's your perspective that changes, too, I feel like. And that's also attractive. Like, I feel like the way that you are able to see certain situations is pretty fluid. Like, you're open to, other people's opinions, and like I said, also sharing information with other people. Like, there's a equal little give and take that you are happy to partake in with the right people. But, you know, that's also a matter of you just feeling like the person is worthy of it also. That's another thing that I feel like is coming up here with the worthiness aspect, just because we have a lot of pentacles energy. That's like investment. So if you are deeming something worthy, if you see something being worth, like I said, like an investment or something, that is where you spend your time and your energy, and people find that really attractive. This is kind of interesting because this is all about your work ethic, I feel like. So you may be like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or just have Earth in your chart a lot, because that is a lot of what you see here. First house placements, as well as like Aries or any kind of fire in your chart, just specific. Alright, sorry about that. The camera just got cut off because my storage got full, but we're back. I forgot where I left off a little bit. I think I was talking about the signs, Earth and fire. So if that's the case, Earth and fire as a combination, you know, even if those aren't your signs specifically, it's a go-getter that actually achieves their goals. And I feel like that is one of the most standout attractive qualities of you, is that you're somebody that will reach your goals, and you will do it in a way that it seems so natural. Like, you seem like you're destined to do the things that you do. Like, you make it look so easy, I feel like, to people, even though I feel like it's definitely not easy for you, especially with the 6th house here. I mean, there's a lot of corrections and a lot of trial and error that you've had to do over time, you know, a lot of self-care and whatnot also, that you have to kind of put yourself through to get to where you are. But you're here nonetheless, guys, and I feel like what makes you so attractive is also your ability to just kind of see the good in every situation, even if you're not, like, you know, the most optimistic all the time. I mean, that's kind of impossible to be, but I just feel like you shine that light, like I said, on other people and what they can do to help themselves. You are like a solution giver, and that is a very, very helpful energy, but it's attractive to people even on like a romantic level, just because it's like, you can do life with you, you know? You're not just somebody who just does things just to do them. I mean, you might for certain things, but like a lot of the time, I mean, you're gonna find a reason, you know, even if it's after the fact, for why things happen and why, you know, you did what you did and why you're doing what you're doing, you know? Like, this adjustment energy allows you to kind of get in line with the things that you actually want to get into. So let me pull a few more cards and just see if we have anything else showing up from our Astro deck. I'm like addicted to this deck, so if you are interested in it, I highly recommend buying it for yourself, because it's addictive, like I said. So let's see. Oop. We'll just do this one. So 10th house. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, investment energy. We have Aquarius on the back of the deck. So this is like going after your hopes and dreams and wanting to really find things that will bring you value and will bring you this sense of fulfillment and glory that is, you know, it's found in the 10th house. The 6th house being that career-like energy as well. You know, this is more like your day-to-day workplace type energy, where this is more like it's like career as well as you know, what you're building towards, I guess. And I just feel like, you know, it's attractive how hard you are willing to work for the things that you want and the things that you find best suited for you, and things that, you know, maybe even good for your well-being also. I feel like you guys may, like I said, focus a lot on just creating the best life for yourself, something that feels abundant and feels like it's kind of reciprocating to you the energy that you're giving back to it. So, you know, in that regard, you guys are really attractive because you know the give and take. You know what you have to do in order to get what you want, and you're not somebody that will shy away from that. And people really like that dutifulness that you have, and just the determination to get things done and be the kind of person that any situation needs. Because, like I said, guys, not a lot of people are like that. Not a lot of people have that kind of determination to help others and help themselves and really make a life that they're proud of. So you guys stand really firmly in your, you know, goals and desires and dreams and like actually do the work to make them come true. So group 1, that is your message for why people think you're so attractive, why you're just so attractive in general. So I hope that it resonated with you guys. If it did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe to my channel for more content and check out my Patreon and Instagram for extra content as well. But I will skedaddle and I'll see you guys in a later video. Peace. Hello group 2, let's get started with today's pick a card tarot reading all about why you are so attractive. So this can be from a specific person's point of view or the group, the collective, just in general, it doesn't matter. So we are going to dive in first with your oracle cards and get started. So we have true love, quiet time. Let's get some more out. Opposition, 4th house, Neptune. Yeah, you guys are definitely the type to involve yourselves deeply into things. I feel like you are somebody who may always be looking for this true love in every area of the world. You know, you're somebody that really wants to find this otherworldliness that like you see with Neptune here, and even with true love, this unconditional love that is, it's spiritual, honestly. And I think there's a spiritual quality that we're seeing here because you may just have this very like light worker type energy where you radiate this purity and this good, honest intention that I think most people aren't very like aware of. They don't see that type of energy very often. And when they, you know, encounter somebody like you, I feel like they find you to be the complete opposite of everybody they've ever known. And it really sends them into themselves to kind of reflect on what they're experiencing, because you may bring up some feelings that other people just aren't really used to feeling. So that's a very specific message. So let me figure out a little bit more what we have going on here. So Neptune, 4th house, quiet time, true love. All of this really goes back to, like I said, that unconditional oneness type energy. The energy of spirituality, you know, like being aware, being loving, and just wanting to bring light. And I think it's important to note that we are all multifaceted people, so it's not like you're always this bright, shiny, pure person, although your spirit and your soul is. And you know, the ego, I talk about this a lot on my channel, like you have your higher self and your ego kind of split in your brain. As well as plenty other splits, but like that's kind of a big one to notice. And I feel like part of you is a lot more in tune with your higher self than other people are, like the regular person is. And because of that, you know, you have a very interesting aura that I think is very alluring to people. It draws them in for kind of unknown reasons. And I feel like there's a mysterious element to you that is very, I don't know, it entangles other people. They want to be a part of it, and I feel like that's what makes you so attractive, is you're just something that people want to be a part of. And I think that's kind of like an interesting concept, because it's like, as energies, we don't, or I guess as humans, we don't really see ourselves in the energetic ways of like being able to merge with other people. But like, if you think about people that you've been really close with, you can feel like an energetic connection to them. And I feel like a lot of people feel that energetic connection to you even more than the next person. And because of that, they're like, I want a piece of this. I want to understand this. I want to put a face to this energy almost. Like I want to get to know this energy. And I feel like that's something that really makes you attractive, is that you have this like allurement, like I said, to you that makes people just drawn to you and just really emotionally invested in you. I feel like they are more prone to probably falling in love with you, and like that heartbreaker type energy of like people just really falling head over heels for you, maybe not even telling you, but just feeling that way. And like I said, like they want to be a part of you. And it's so funny because it's like, this is almost like all a perception, you know, it's not really actually like what makes you attractive, but it is at the same time, because it's just like your energy, whatever kind of like dreaminess you have to you, this otherworldliness that other people pick up on, it is really alarming to them. And they're like, I need to be like I said, in this, I need to get involved in this energy is kind of what people keep like coming back to, and like what, you know, makes you so attractive. Like people just, they can't resist. Like it's very, very interesting. So let's see, we have 7 of Vials. Yeah, like I said, they can't even touch you. Like there's an elusiveness to this energy. Like people, they don't really know what to expect because you've shown a little bit of everything, or maybe not enough of like anything, you know. People don't, they only, you know, see what they see and like what you've presented them with, and like that is intimidating to people, honestly. They're like, oh, which part can I trust? You know, there's something about the 7 of Vials that makes it kind of untrusting. But I feel like a part of you is just so reserved and held back because you just have this, like I said, deeper spiritual side to you. You may meditate a lot. You may just be more of a homebody, or just, you know, not really like maybe a party type person. I mean, you might be, but I'm picking up that you're not easily accessible to many people. A lot of the time. And that just makes you so incredibly like captivating. Like I'm having a hard time really even putting a word on it, because it's like, I don't know. Like it's just like, you're the type of person that people are like, oh, well, you're just you. Like people would say that to me all the time when I was growing up. They're like, oh, you're just Paige. Like there's no way to describe it. You know, that's who you are. You're just you. So I think that really is confusing to people, but it comes from a place that is so spiritual and is so, like I said, pure, that it's like they're confused because it's not really something that you can label or you can pinpoint, or, you know, like it's supposed to be kind of this vast energy that people experience with you. Like that's kind of your aura. Like that's where you're supposed to be coming from, because I feel like you are a very spiritual person and probably have a very spiritually minded path. Like the things that you're doing are very in tune and are in alignment with, you know, some higher spiritual values. You know, even if you're not pursuing like a spiritualist career, you know, just whatever you do, I feel like adds that element of mysticism to it that is just like people can't get enough. I still have all these cards out here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have the Numinous. Wow, again, oh my gosh, you guys have so much mystical energy. I love it. Let me get these out before I keep talking. Jeez. Mystic of Tomes, Creator of Vials, 5 of Vials, and then the Visionary. Yes, oh my god. You guys are outside the box thinkers. You don't come from the same place that other people do. Like I said, like they feel like you are on a different spectrum of the universe. Like there is a very interesting dynamic to you that just really throws them off. Because like I was saying earlier, like you're not always this mystical, dreamy person. Like you are a human being still. And as you see here with the 5 of Vials, I feel like, you know, the other side that to you may present itself more so as like hopelessness or despair or depression or something like that, you know. Because the 5 of Vials really being the only card that's not very, or that is like more human, I guess. It kind of just shows me that like the human parts of you come crashing in, basically, like when you come crashing down, when your emotional state isn't, you know, at its peak. Because other than that, you're very high vibe and high frequency and it pulls people in. But maybe that's why you take a lot of time to kind of just go back into yourself. But there's such an attractiveness to this, honestly, like being able to have the Visionary, the Numinous, as well as the Creator of Vials and the Mystic of Tomes. Like this is a very concrete energy in a very feminine, chaotic place. And it's interesting because that is kind of the new age place that we're trying to come into. You know, we have a very masculine based society right now, but if we can kind of level the playing field a little bit and get more of that feminine energy to get it going, you know, balancing the scales is what really helps things evolve in the way that they need to, you know, spiritually, progressively, you know, it doesn't matter, like on all levels, you see growth. And I feel like people are attracted to you because you have that quality already. Like you present the qualities to other people, or like show other people the qualities that are everybody's being guided towards in this new age. And that is like I love this. Honestly, I'm literally standing up right now. I was like on my knees doing this reading, but I'm literally standing up because I feel so much energy from you guys. And I feel like there's so so much openness to this spiritual, mystical energy that people feel like they have things to learn from you. Like you have kind of this North Star for them to follow, and it's only a matter of time before, you know, they slowly start to understand you, is kind of what I'm here, like what I'm getting here. So it's like, you know, that's interesting because people really do have hope in you. They really feel like they can invest some time and energy in you because of this mystical quality that just seems so otherworldly. And it's like, it's kind of like blind faith, you know, if it's, yeah, like how people, you know, in like religion or something like that, like you know, you don't know for sure if God exists. I mean, nobody can ever be 1,000% sure, but you believe in something because you need to believe in it. And it's almost like people believe in you like that God-like presence. And, you know, don't let that go to your ego too much. But I just want you to know that, like, most of the time, you guys have this kind of energy that is so inviting and just makes people so curious. You know, I hear Alice in Wonderland, curious, so curious, or like she's always looking for something else and is always open to seeing things through a different point of view. You know, if you see here, his eyes are closed, but he's seeing through his third eye. So it's like, you don't give the same old type thing all the time. You know, you're giving substance to what you're seeing and what you're feeling and, you know, into your relationships. This is a lot deeper than just you experiencing the human condition. Like it's being intertwined with another part of, you know, the process, I feel like. And that is obviously, you know, this is a general reading, so it's going to be individual for each of you. But I just feel like, you know, also with this Creator of Vials being next to the Five of Vials, it's like you are able to take your heartbreaks and take your pains and make them into art, make them into something that helps other people and heals other people. Because you have this Neptunian energy, super healing, as well as being super energetic. You know, it's very feeling type energy, and it's not going to be incredibly sure of what's happening. You know, there's the fogginess of Neptune in the moment, and I feel like that's kind of where you have those breaks, is you might not feel your power all the time. But what makes you so attractive is the fact that, like, you probably don't see your power all the time, and that humility helps, you know, bring you back down to earth and bring you on a perceivable level to people, because like I said, you have somewhat of an elusiveness to you, and if that was the case all the time, you know, people would never be able to really connect with you. But I feel like you have that duality, like I was saying earlier, of being a human and being understanding of the whole process. Because like I said, when people feel this kind of investment energy with you, with this Mystic of Tomes, because you do show them that there is this duality available within all of us. And even the people that are the strongest, most mystical, most, you know, just, I don't know, like, they just don't seem human, you know? These are, like, immortal people almost, is, like, the energy that you pick up here, because it's the energy of the soul, the spirit. You know, this is how people are perceiving you and what they want to experience with you. So when you show up as yourself, that is the most attractive thing ever, because you just show up as this energy that people have spent their whole life looking for. And that sounds kind of dramatic, but I think you guys probably know what I mean. Like, I feel like you've definitely had some very mystical experiences involving other people, as well as just being by yourself, that have kind of showed you that you are a very powerful spiritual person, and that should be honored. But I think that concludes your message, group 2. So if you felt like this resonated, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more card readings and other content. If you want to check out my Patreon and Instagram for extra readings or to book a reading, links for that are down below. But I will see you guys in a later video. Peace. Hello, group 3. Let's get started with your pick a card tarot reading for today, all about what makes you so attractive. So this can be about from like a specific person's point of view, or just like in general. It doesn't matter, but we are going to dive in. Let's see what you got. So, prosperity, medicine woman, second house, Mercury, and Scorpio. So first off, right away, I'm getting that you guys are very money-minded. You know, with Mercury, Scorpio, second house, prosperity, even medicine woman, you know, this is the energy of really knowing how to use your resources, and not even just your physical outside resources, but your inner resources too, like your mind and like your instincts and whatnot. So I feel like you guys are just a very precise person. You do things with a deliberate intention. You're very intentional, and you have a lot to give in that regard because you are very intentional and you are very kind of wise about where you're asserting yourself. Now, I also feel like you guys may have a lot of extra energy that you try to give out to certain people, certain things that you deem worthy. And I feel like people really like this about you, almost like this certain selectivity that you have, just about how you do things. Now, with prosperity here, I feel like people also are attracted to your abundance, or just the abundant energy that you give off. Because prosperity is like, you know, as like a character trait, it's like being somebody who always has something to give, but not necessarily from the place where they like shouldn't be giving because they don't have like a, you know, full cup within themselves. No, like you are somebody who, you take care of yourself. You, like I said, you prioritize like how you're spending your time, how you're spending your energy, so that when you do give yourself and, you know, you select things that you feel like are worthy of that action, you give enough, and you give, you know, probably more than enough actually, and people really are attracted to the fact that you're willing to do that, and you're willing to kind of give them the time and, you know, share that abundance with people, because a lot of people don't necessarily share what they have to give. And, you know, at the same time, I feel like I said, like you don't share everything. You're very precise about what you're going to give to other people and what you're going to keep for yourself, but that is attractive to people because it's like, you know what you want, and you kind of have your ducks in a row. And there's so many people nowadays that are just all over the place. They don't know what way they're going, but I feel like you keep your route kind of steady and, you know, follow your path as you feel fit. And because of that, a lot of people are attracted to you. They're attracted to your mind space and your resilience, and just the way that you're able to kind of get things done in the way that they need to be done, no questions asked. So let's see, we have the Sun, Death, Scorpio energy as well, Mystic of Vials, Explorer of Candles. Yeah, so you're not gonna let anybody tell you that something is worth your energy or something is worth your time. Like, you know exactly where you stand in a lot of your situations, and because of that, you're coming from a place that can give clearly to other people, not necessarily, you know, what they want to hear. I feel like you know, I think that's also an attractive part of you, is that you might be kind of blunt and just kind of say whatever you feel called to say. With this medicine woman, as well as the Mercury and Scorpio again, like that's very like woke energy, but at the same time, you know, it can be kind of scary to people. And I feel like that is something we don't talk about, like how people can be attracted to scary things or fearful things, or just, you know, the more negative qualities, quote unquote. But I feel like this is not so much a negative quality for you as is like a sternness. Like, you have a very sturdy willpower that it knows where it's going. It's not really going to, I don't know, it's not going to share too much of its ideas and its intentions behind things, because it has like dedicated places to put that energy, if that makes sense. Because Mystic of Vials is a very wise businessman type energy. Like, he wants to do what he wants to do. He's going to put his energy where he wants to put it. As you can see, he's contained his storm because he is going to use it specifically for something. And the Explorer of Candles too, being next to this, it's like, you know, you're willing to kind of shake things up. And I think people really enjoy that about you. They're attracted to the idea of being so transformative and being so, like I said, woke, and just kind of open to, I don't know, like just being more of yourself, but being like aware of like how much of that is actually necessary in every moment, which I don't know, like these are very interesting things for people to find attractive about you. I'm very aware of that, guys. Like, this is a, This is the type of energy of just being really, really bright and sunny. You know, you have the sun card here. This is Leo energy with like this Pluto energy in Scorpio. So it's like you have a lot to give. You have this bright burning sun type energy, you know, where it's like it's happy, it's sharing, it's exuberant, like you have a very positive type energy. But the death energy, it's like there's an intention, there's a purpose, there is a lesson that will be learned, and from that lesson I will you know, continue on my path, continue doing what I need to do. And like I said, going back to the inner resources thing, it's like you're able to use your inner resources to do all this. Like you don't need other people. And I think that's kind of, I don't know, like it stands out to other people. And I think it's attractive how self-possessed you are and how much you are willing to just kind of do things for your own growth. And like I feel like I've told a lot of the piles this lately, but like not a lot of people are like this. Like people don't necessarily seek growth and change, but like you guys are definitely somebody who understands the benefits that you can get out of developing your own inner resources and, you know, equivalently your external resources. So I pulled a few more cards though to dive in deeper. We have the Square, 3rd house perception, and 8th house intimacy. So again, with being able to share things and maybe communicate things that other people aren't always going to deal with. And I feel like with this square here, and I love how I just put it in between the sun and the death because Leo is square Scorpio. So anyways, cute little thing there. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, a lot of you has maybe felt burdened by, you know, the capacity to shine. And I feel like at one point you probably got burnt out because you were giving too much and you were sharing too much. But now you know how to share. You know that you're going to be communicating with like a deliberate intention and not so much just kind of giving out all of your toolbox is what I'm hearing. So you have a lot of, I think, very insightful information that can help a lot of people. And you've learned that I think that information is almost better left for people that you deem like worthy of it in that moment. Because with this 8th house intimacy here, it's like, you know, there's certain things, like this is taboo energy, like sexual energy, intimacy, joint finances and stuff, like contracts, that kind of energy, that's saved for when you are in a commitment with someone and then you know, take things in the next step, you build more depth off of that. So I feel like you've learned that like people have to gain your trust, and there's something about this guarded energy that is like attractive to people. Like they enjoy the fact that, you know, you have so much beauty to share. You know, this is a beautiful card, honestly, a beautiful depiction of the sun, all the roses and flowers everywhere. And then the touch of like individuality that you see here. It's like you have a very unique spark. Authenticness is coming to mind. So it's like you really show up as yourself, but you're very particular on like who gets to see more of that, if that makes sense. And I don't know, there's something about that hiddenness, that reservedness that you have, because we also have Mercury here, 3rd house. So we have a lot of repeating energies that we're seeing here. All right, so I want to pull more cards for this because I just feel like I keep saying the same thing over and over again. But I mean, it's true. You guys just are very, very, you know, clear about what you want and what you're going to do. And if you're not going to, you know, you're not going to blame other people for your stuff too. I feel like you take responsibility for your actions. You know, you have a very keen awareness though of what other people can do, and I think that's kind of something you had to learn the hard way, but other people kind of like that about you, this more rough side to you that has, you know, been through a lot, and you know, kind of test people before they let them in, because like not a lot of people do that. They don't give people that, you know, trial and error, that test run before they just open up and give them everything, you know. And like I said, like people can do things with that, with this, like, you know, Scorpio energy, death, 8th house. It's all very aware of like the way that people can kind of mistreat you and manipulate you and stuff like that. So I feel like you guys have this darker awareness to you that is, you know, kind of more hidden within you than what you probably share with other people, but they're aware of it, and they kind of see your wokeness probably from the few things that you do share. You know, you're very selective with your communication and the kind of wisdom that you will share, but you have a lot of wisdom, and that is very attractive to people. So more cards, more cards, more cards. The Star, the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of wisdom, like I said. The Star, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, look at all of these 4 major arcana cards here. Yeah, this is big energy for, you know, helping people evolve. And I feel like that's because you've evolved. And I feel like what's so attractive about you is that you've learned that there's more things that you want to like put yourself towards and kind of dedicate yourself to that are even higher than yourself. And you understand that, you know, while you find yourself and, you know, when you're clear of that energy, that is a very good foundation for you to be able to do kind of what is needed to, you know, obtain your goals and whatnot. Because the Star energy, this is like being able to, like I said, attain your goals, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, but also having a very higher understanding. You know, this is like collective knowledge as well. So being able to see kind of like the higher picture show up. And same with the Wheel of Fortune too. This is like Jupiter type energy of, you know, things coming full circle because there is a larger perspective. And that is maybe where you guys come from a lot of the time. And I think it's attractive to other people that you have so much wisdom and so much, I guess, eagerness to learn that kind of stuff too. Like, I just feel like there's a part of you that is always wanting to learn, always wanting to grow and just be a better version of yourself, but in, you know, a more mental space. You want to be able to communicate more intentionally and, you know, by making the correct points. I feel like a lot of the time you may have felt misunderstood, and like that is kind of what launched you into your depth. But with this Aquarius energy here, it's like you've learned to kind of zoom out and, you know, change your path, change the way that you are handling situations and handling other people and maybe connecting with other people. And, you know, that taking responsibility energy, it's like people really like that because that, you know, preserves stuff for you. You know, you're not always just giving some kind of bullshit, like I was saying earlier, from like an empty cup. You know, you're not giving from a place that doesn't really have anything to give. You like allow yourself to, you know, go through the process and really take your time also, because the second house in Scorpio, 8th house, whatever energy, is very slow cultivating energy, and there's like a process that needs to be done here. But with this Explorer of Candles, it's like you're willing to like take the steps needed, you know, and you're actually very quick, I think, to kind of do what you need to do. You know, you react from a place that's almost like you've been thinking about this for a while, and I think it's because you have, like, you're very calculated in that regard. So let's think anything else we got for you guys while you're so attractive. We have the Moon card in reverse for the back of the deck and 6 of Bells. So yeah, I mean, you guys, you know what you want, and you're not going to settle for things that don't meet those expectations. You know, and you're going to put yourself in check and in line with what you can do to kind of align with that. But at the same time, you guys won't, you know, dilly-dally, I can't even say it, you know what I'm saying, anyways, around with things that just aren't worth your time. You're going to, put yourself out there in a way that allows you to shine the brightest that you possibly can, but without having to give away parts of you that other people can, you know, do bad things with ill intention and stuff like that. Like, you've learned and have this kind of reservedness to your energy that is very attractive, because it's like people want more. They want to understand more, because all the little pieces that you've given them so far have only painted just this crazy picture for them. I mean, look at this. You know, you have, like I said, your 4 major arcana cards right here. So it's like people feel this big presence that you have, but it just comes off so perfect to them and almost untouchable in a way that it's like they just, you know, they're just going to be open to receiving whatever you give them whenever you give it to them. So group 3, I hope this message resonated for you guys. And if it did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel so I can continue to give you intuitively channeled messages. But I'm going to skedaddle. Make sure you check me out on other social medias or my Patreon for extra readings, etc., etc. But yeah, I will see you guys in a later video. Peace.